So my name is Zoe Clark. I'm Self-Management Programme Officer here at NASS, and today I'm delighted to be joined by Ali Potter, who is a health and mindset coach and an osteopath. Hi Ali, how are you doing today?
Hi Zoe, I'm doing really well, thank you. How are you?
Good. Yeah, good, thank you.
Good.
Thanks so much for this session. I'm really looking forward to it, and I think our sort of followers and viewers and everyone on Facebook is going to really enjoy it.
Absolutely.
So today Ali will be doing a session focusing on relaxation using a few different techniques. So I think we're going to include things like meditation, some breathing exercises and some gentle stretches as well. So for anyone watching live, if you do want to take part in the stretches, obviously we always say just take it nice and gently. If you need to check with your physiotherapist or anyone beforehand, feel free to. The video will stay on our Facebook page afterwards, and we'll also upload it onto our website on the My AS My Life webpage. So you can always watch the stretches, make sure they're okay for you, and then come back and do them later on in your own time if you'd rather. Now, before we get started, I know Ali, in your sessions, you've been doing some for the NASS team, which have been really lovely. I know you normally start with your exercise with your wins of the week, don't you? Do you want to tell everyone about that?
I do, absolutely. So one of the things that I do within my coaching sessions and my wellness sessions is get everybody to start on a positive. So we start each session by asking for 3 wins from the week, and they can be anything from as big as, I don't know, I've booked a holiday, to as little as I had my favourite dinner last night. It really doesn't matter. So I encourage people just to bring up their wins, say what wins they've had for the week, even if it's just one, and think of the positive things that happened this week. So please go ahead.
Lovely. So personally, my win this week would be, at the weekend I got to see my little nephew who's 4 weeks old. So that was a big win for me, and had a couple of days out as well in the sunshine. So I've got a couple this week.
Very good. I would say my wins for this week, my little puppy had an operation and that went really well and she's completely fine. So that was a huge win because I was really worried about that. And I've just taken over a new clinic room, which is opening soon. So that's really exciting. That's quite a major win. So I've had quite big wins this week. So that's
absolutely good. They're huge wins.
Yeah, they are quite big wins. Yeah, absolutely.
Lovely. Sorry, go ahead.
Has anyone put any on there? Have we got any comments of anyone else's wins?
Oh, we've got Emma's commented she's not popped her win in, but it sounds like today is a very well-timed session because she's upset at the moment. So hopefully your session today with some relaxation and breathing exercise sounds like it's going to be perfect for Emma. So hopefully she enjoys it and finds it helpful.
Good. Glad to hear it. Hopefully find some grounding and just relax the nervous system.
We've got, I can see Anna and Shabana and Vanessa are watching as well. So hi everyone, thank you for joining us. Yeah, absolutely. As we go through the session, feel free to pop your wins in the comments and share them with us if you're comfortable to. Hopefully at the end of the session, maybe joining the session will be your win for the week.
Absolutely. Just turning up to do this is a massive win, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Taking the time out for yourself, a bit of self-care. It's a huge win.
Definitely. Okay, wonderful. So I'll keep an eye on the comments as you go through the session, and we'll be able to come back and answer any questions at the end as well. So if anyone has any questions for Ali, please do pop them in the comments box. Absolutely. So I think we've covered everything. If we want to get started, I'll just remind everyone who's joined us now, you can come back and watch the video later, either on our Facebook page or on our website as well. So if you've missed the beginning, don't worry, you'll be able to catch up afterwards.
Lovely.
Wonderful. So I'll hand over to you, Ali, and then I'll come back for a Q&A at the end. Enjoy, everyone.
Well, thanks for joining me today. Really lovely to be here. As Zoe said, I'm a health and mindset coach. I am an osteopath, and I'm currently at the end of a master's in positive psychology and coaching psychology. So within my coaching, I coach people on stress and anxiety relief, overwhelm relief, but also on health generally. I've been a personal trainer for 20 years. So I look at eating, sleeping, exercising, and generally getting your body to function in the best way it can. A little bit of background about me. whilst I don't have AS as a chronic illness, I have had cancer. I've also had chronic Lyme disease, Epstein-Barr virus, and various other health issues along the way. So for the probably 10 or 15 years of my life, at least, I've been keeping myself healthy and working on my health. So I do have experience with the chronic side of things. And I think that's where I've sort of come around to what I do today. So I am going to take you through a couple of things today. Some breathing exercises, first of all, which are really great for lowering your stress response and just switching your nervous system over to dampen down the stress response. Because when we're really stressed or anxious, or when we're in chronic pain, one of our stress hormones, cortisol, raises, and that can have an impact on how our body functions. So being able to bring that cortisol level down is really, really important. And this particular breathing exercise that I'm going to go through today also helps with sleep. I'm then going to take you through some gentle upper body stretches with the breathing, which we'll just do sitting in a chair, which are quite nice to do just to try and open your lung capacity a little bit. And then I'm going to take you through a stress relief meditation, and we'll talk a bit about that when we get closer to it. So if everybody's happy to start, we're going to start with the breathing exercise. So the first thing that I want to teach with the breathing exercise is what I call diamond breathing. So it's making sure we're breathing from the right place. So if you make a diamond with your thumbs and your finger touching each other, and then place that diamond with your belly button in the middle, this is how we're going to start, okay? So we're just going to do a few rounds of practicing where we're breathing from first. Have your feet flat on the floor, shoulders are nice and relaxed, head and neck relaxed, close your eyes, and just don't try and change anything for a second, just feel where your breath is coming from. So as you breathe in, you might feel that your upper body and your chest is moving. We're going to try and direct that to our abdomen, to our belly. So as you breathe in, I want you to imagine that you're pushing that diamond out in front of you and your belly's expanding like a balloon. And then as you breathe out, I want you to imagine that that diamond is sinking back down towards your spine and your belly's flattening. So that's as simple as it is right now. In, belly expands. Out, belly flattens. Take your time, just really think about trying to get the movement from your belly and not from your upper body. If you've got any tightness in your neck and shoulders, this is a really good practice to do to direct that muscle movement further down the body. Okay. And then I want you just to let your arms relax onto your legs. And try still to breathe into the belly, but don't worry too much. And we're going to come into 4-7-8 breathing. So what we're going to do with 4-7-8 breathing is breathe in for the count of 4, hold for the count of 7, out for the count of 8. Okay, so I'm going to talk you through it for a couple of rounds, and then I'm going to let you just carry on for a couple of rounds. So if you're ready, when you've taken a breath out, breathed out, exhaled, I should say. Exhale, and then we're going to breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep going on your own. Good, and then relax. So the idea with the breathing is any breathing exercise you do, that the exhale is longer than the inhale, it's going to reduce your nervous stress response. So if you find yourself in a pickle of a situation and you really just want to calm yourself down and really ground yourself, any breathing you do where you breathe out for longer than you breathe in is going to start to calm you down. So even if you do 3 counts in, 4 counts out, it's going to start to calm you down. So just take that with you wherever you go. 4, 7, 8 I really like, because also having the pause allows your body to slow down, and actually it's been proven to help with getting to sleep. So if you can remember to do the 4, 7, 8, brilliant. But otherwise, any breathing counts where you exhale for longer than inhale is going to help calm you down. Good, so that's a nice breathing exercise for today. Hope you enjoyed that so far. Okay, we're going to go into breathing and stretching at the same time. So we're going to start with breathing into the lungs and making sure that we're breathing into the lungs properly. And for this, what I want you to do is, where we had our diamond on our belly, we're just going to bring our hands to either side of our upper rib cage, okay? So we're not on the waist, we're actually on the rib cage, quite far up, okay? And we're going to practice breathing into both sides of the rib cage. So as we breathe in, our elbows are going to push out to the opposite walls, and as we breathe out, our elbows will sink back down. So in, elbows out, and out, sink back down. Keep going. Try not to raise your shoulders too much as you do so. Try and really make it that the elbows are expanding rather than the shoulders lifting. So in, elbows out, and out, elbows sink back down. So now we're going to try and get one side moving more than the other. So if you keep your right hand where it is, drop your left arm down to the side and lean over to the left so that your right elbow is pointing up towards the ceiling. And then as you breathe, you're just going to push that right elbow higher up, and as you breathe out, it's going to sink back down. So we'll do 3 breaths on this side, and back down, and again, and back down, and then we're going to swap. So all the way back up, drop your right arm down, left arm up to the ceiling, and again, breathing in, elbow rises, and out, elbow sinks back down, and again, elbow rises, and sinks back down, and one more, elbow rises, and sinks back down, and then come back to the hands either side, a couple more expansive breaths in the lower rib cage. Good, then relax your arms. Let's take that into a neck stretch. So looking down towards the floor, just gently let your neck fall forward. As Zoe said at the start, if any of these stretches are too much and you shouldn't do them, just rest for a second and check with your physiotherapist if they're okay, if you're not sure. And then looking up to the ceiling. And bring your head back to the middle, looking over your right shoulder. Over your left shoulder. Come back just about a quarter of the way and drop your chin down towards your left armpit. Take your left hand and just place it on your head. Don't try and pull with it. Just let the weight of the hand stretch out through the right shoulder. And then drop your right arm down the other side of you. So you're really getting a gentle stretch from the back of the head, the neck, the ear to the shoulder. And then swap sides, right arm up. So take your chin over to the right armpit, drop it down. Right hand onto the head gently. Drop the left arm over the side. Have a really nice stretch through there. Good, come back up to the middle. Make a fist with your fists. Let that fist curl down and push your arms out either side of you and really stretch into that. Can you see what I'm doing? There, just stretching into the top of the arm. And then Turn your arms around the other way and stretch your fingers down and push your fingers and your wrists away from you. Bring your hands together in front of you, clasp your fingers together, drop your chin down and pull your shoulder blades apart. And interlace your fingers behind your back, pull your shoulder blades back towards each other, stretch across your chest. And lift your right arm up towards the ceiling, nearly did left there. Lift as high as you can, drop your left arm round behind you, and then bring your right arm down to try and join it and twist round to that left side. Lift yourself tall as you do so. And bring yourself back round to the middle. Left arm up towards the ceiling, reach as high as you can. Drop your right arm down and round behind you. And bring the left down and twist towards the right. And come back round to the middle. And now we're just going to look at posture for a second. So if you're sitting down, great. If you're standing, don't worry about it so much, but you can still do the pelvic tilt. I want you to put your hands underneath your sitting bones. So find the bony bit that sits underneath you. And if you can feel it, put your hands right there. And then I want you to try and tilt yourself forward off the sitting bones and then tilt yourself backwards off the sitting bones. So you're rocking your pelvis forwards and backwards off the sitting bones just for a few minutes, not even minutes, a few seconds. And then I want you to stop in the middle so you can plant your weight directly down onto those sitting bones. We're then going to zip up tall through the spine. Shoulder blades are going to come together in half an inch together, half an inch down at the back. So we're just going to gently pull them down and back. Belly button comes in towards the spine, and then we're going to sit down into our sitting bones just really gently. And hopefully what that's doing is giving you a nice posture that's putting the weight through the bones so you're not having to slump and put the weight through all of your muscles. Okay. So now we've stretched our upper body, we're going to go into a nice gentle meditation. I worry about the word meditation because I think that people believe that there's some kind of spiritual or religious connotation to meditation, which there really isn't at all. There's so many different types of meditation that have all come together around the world, and they all do slightly different things, and they're all, they're all used by different stratas in society. Anyone can meditate, and what it really means to me is about being able to sit quietly with your thoughts. So we're not trying to get rid of our thoughts. We're trying to observe what's going on and not react to them. There's different types of mindfulness, there's different types of meditation. What I'm going to take you through now is a stress relief meditation. And the idea is we're focusing on what's going on within our bodies. And at the end of it, we're going to have released some of that adrenaline, some of that stress, and feel really calm. So I'm going to talk you through it. If your mind gets distracted at any point, do not worry about it. It doesn't matter in the slightest. You just think to yourself, oh, I'm distracted, I'm thinking, and you come back and join in wherever we are. So do not berate yourself if your mind wanders. It's all part of learning to meditate and be still. So if you are ready, just find yourself a nice posture. Again, you can think about position that you're in, but we'll talk through being aware of that in a second. Get yourself relaxed and comfortable. Take a nice big deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, and close your eyes. And just bring your attention to where you're sitting. Bring your attention to the weight of your feet on the floor, the weight of your arms resting on your legs, the weight of your shoulders. Relax your jaw, relax your tongue. Let your tongue sink to the bottom of your mouth. Relax your eyes. Feel where the body is. Relax your bottom. Bring your awareness to any sounds that you can hear outside of the room that you're in. Don't enter into them, don't think too much about them, just be aware that they're there. And then bring your awareness to any sounds that you can hear inside the room. And then bring your awareness to your breathing. Don't try and change it, just be aware of what's moving in and what's moving out. And then I want you to imagine that there's a bright sunlight above your head. And that sunlight is sending its rays far and wide, all over the room that you're in, outside, all over the houses, all over the land. And then the rays are coming down to the top of your head. And as those golden rays of sunshine hit the top of your head, they turn into liquid gold. And that liquid gold slowly relaxes through your body in waves, waving all the way down through your body till it reaches your toes. And as it reaches your toes, it starts to fill your body with this beautiful, bright, golden sunlight. And it doesn't matter what color it is to you, you can choose what color. Just a brightness that sits well. And as it fills up the big toes, it fills up all of the little toes. It starts to fill up your feet. The waves keep coming down as the gold floats through your body. And it fills up all of your feet and moves up to your ankles. And gently, gently, the waves are lapping as the bright light fills up through your calves. Through your knees. And that sunlight still pouring in, filling up your thighs. It comes all the way up to your pelvis, filling up your hips and relaxing everything as it goes, filling this bright light through your body, up through your navel and your waist, up through the spine gently, filling your body with its bright light. Golden sunlight coming up through your spine, up to your chest, to your heart, to your lungs, filling everything with golden light. Coming up to your armpits, and then down your arms into your fingers, into your little finger, into your thumb, into your middle fingers, filling up your hands, your wrists, relaxing as it goes, creating this beautiful shining beacon of light all the way up your arms into your elbows, up your biceps and triceps into your shoulders, all the way across the top of your shoulders into your neck, up into your chin, around your jaw, around your tongue and your teeth, filling up the back of your head and up to your nose and to your eyes, up to your temples and up to your third eye, in between your two eyes, and then up to the top of your head. And as you're now full of this golden light, just imagine yourself laying there or sitting there with this golden light shining around you. Imagine the sun's rays still hitting you and keeping you powered up with this golden bright light. And just be that golden bright light for a second. And then gently let your mind go to wherever it wants to go. Just for 30 seconds, don't try and control it. Don't worry about what it's thinking. Just let it go anywhere it wants to go. And then bring your attention back to the noises you can hear around you, outside of the room, inside of the room. Bring your attention back to where you're breathing in the body. Watch what your breath is doing. Has it slowed down? Is it bigger? Is it smaller? Doesn't matter what it's doing, just be aware. Bring your attention back to your fingers and toes. Bring your attention back to the weight of your bottom on the seat, or the weight of the hands on the legs, the weight of the feet on the floor. And then just wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe lift your ankles, lift your toes. Start to move your hands and feet. And then gently, when you're ready, you can open your eyes.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much, Ali.
That's all right.
As I expected, we've got lots of people watching, not many comments, which is a good sign.
Hopefully everyone was doing the meditation. I'd love to know how people found it. If anyone wants to let us know if they enjoyed it.
Yeah, and please do let us know, because you went through so many different techniques. It was really great.
I did quite a lot then in that little time. As Zoe knows, I tend to just go away on different tangents of what I'm talking about or teaching, so I try to get quite a lot in there, but you can expand on all of those different areas depending on what you feel your body needs. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's been really nice to have a taste of different things you can do, and certainly I'm keen to have you back. If I can try and get you to say yes on camera, that'd be great.
Yeah, no, of course, I'd love to come back. And also, if anybody needs any help individually and they're interested in working with me, then please drop me an email. I think Zoe's going to, is my website up there anyway? But I'm always keen to help people. So, it's what I do. So if anybody needs a bit of a hand in helping with their health, and, would be interested in working with me, then please just drop me a message and we can have a chat and see if it would work for you. So yeah, It's always good.
Wonderful, thank you. And I'll I don't think the tag for your page has worked correctly in the description, but I'll correct that afterwards, so everyone can head to your Facebook page, because I know you quite often pop little lives in there and
yeah
videos.
So on my Facebook page, which is Ali Potter Coaching, and on my Instagram page, which is just _Ali Potter _coaching, I quite often put little videos of anxiety techniques, or little videos about coaching techniques or stress relief meditations and things like that. So there's quite a few in my kind of history as well of different breathing techniques. If people want to try different ones, there's a few up there. So yeah, and I'm always, if anyone wants to me to demonstrate something specifically, then I'm always happy to make a video or take requests on that as well. So if anybody has anything that they particularly would like a video on, I'm more than happy to try and create something. What you'll notice about me is I'm just, you get me as I am. I don't have any fancy video equipment or, you know, tripods and bright lights or anything like that. I am just me. So some of my videos, you might think, oh God, but, you know, I can't really see what she's doing there. But yeah, you just get me the way I am. I like to just be natural, and I'm rubbish at technology.
I know that feeling. The last year of these Facebook Lives has been a steep learning curve, and I'm still just in my study. Although saying that, I have got my washing in one side and exercise bike the other, so try and keep it a little bit clear.
You look quite professional though, so it's all good.
Simple's best, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just, yeah. I'd rather spend my time meditating than trying to figure out how to do things on technology. So there we go.
I don't blame you.
No.
Just having a look at the comments, we've got loads of really wonderful comments. Emma, who commented at the beginning, she said she's feeling it was really calming for her, and she said she needs help and this is so helpful. She did say, can you do this with me every day? So yeah, absolutely, Emma, I would say get in contact with Ali and have a chat.
Yes, please do.
And just watching this video back whenever you need as well. Yeah, Sophie agrees, simple stuff is better, it's more real. That's really nice. We've got a comment from Jodie saying just got wee one down for a nap and was away to try and clean, but found this instead. So it was much better way to spend nap time. Thank you.
That's a win.
Absolutely, yeah, that's the win for the week. Sophie said amazing, just what I needed today. Kathy said, oh, thank you, that was wonderful. I think Sharon said it was amazing as well. So yeah, loads of really great comments. We've had a request from Kathy if you can do if you do other visualizations like walking in a garden or any other types of visualizations.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of visualizations, if you've got an imagination, you can visualize anything. So I could, if someone just set a scene for me, I could probably visualize the whole way through it. I think it's something that everyone should learn to do to a certain extent. But I also think taking yourself to those places is really important at the same time. And part of learning about mindfulness is learning that you can be mindful just about anything. Have we got a few more minutes?
Absolutely, yeah.
Do I need to? Okay. So, for example, when we're learning about mindfulness, we normally, one of the big mindfulness things that you do is learn to talk about a raisin. So I don't know if anybody's come across this, but it's about how you eat a raisin and being mindful as you eat it. So you pick up a raisin and you look at the color of it and the texture of it and the feel of it and the smell of it and the sound of it. And you spend quite a long time on each of these processes. And then you put it in your mouth and you think about what it feels like, what it sounds like as you chew, and what it tastes like, and the taste change because you're being so much more mindful about it. And I think it's very much the same with visualization. So whilst you can do visualizations as you're sitting here, you can also take mindfulness outside and just look at a tree or look at a leaf and pick it up and do the same thing. So I think if people are interested in that sort of thing, don't worry if you don't feel like you know how to do the visualization in a meditative way. Just do it as a focus on something live, something that's in your hand, something that you can tangibly touch, because that works really nicely as well.
I really like that. I've tried that with, like, when you're making a coffee or a cup of tea or something, and just doing it really mindfully, because it's amazing how you can just do those kind of day-to-day things just on autopilot and your brain is elsewhere and worrying. And
Absolutely. And the majority of our stress or anxiety is anticipated. So the majority of the things that we worry about are things that we think are going to happen. And we don't have the ability to actually predict exactly how things are going to play out. Quite often with my coaching, particularly the program that I do, we cover lots of different aspects of health. But one of the main things that we quite often get stuck on is overwhelm and communication and things like that. I'm going off on a tangent here, aren't I, completely? But I'll get to the point. And one of the things that we do in that is we always presume or assume to know how things are going to go. So we always presume, if we're going to text someone, we presume we know how they're going to respond. We've already had the conversation in our head about how they're going to think and what they're going to say before we've actually sent our text. Do you see what I mean? So I've completely lost what we were talking about then, but
controlling monkey mind, probably.
monkey mind. But yeah, exactly. But I think one of the things about stress and anxiety, I'm back with it now, is that we're always stressed and anxious about things that we think are going to happen. So the skill of mindfulness, the skill of bringing ourselves into the present moment, reduces that stress response. That was where I was going with that. So being able to pick up, even for example, just this pen, being able to pick up this pen and describe everything about it and spend 5 minutes, you know, feeling it, touching it, smelling it, thinking about it, your brain is going to be so present. And that is a massive skill to try and learn. I'm still learning. Like, I've been doing this for 20 odd years and I'm still teaching myself. I'm still learning, and I learn more and more as I go.
That's wonderful. Yeah, I imagine the more you practice, the easier it gets, but it's not like you're just going to suddenly one day go, oh, I've got it now.
No, you don't ever. You know, everything I do is self-taught. It's from a million books of reading. It's from different apps. It's from, you know, understanding, working with people all of this time, working with various people, various illnesses and problems, but also healthy people that just struggle with certain aspects and, you know, mental health. So it's all, there's so much out there. It's just a case of, you know, finding the thing that works for you, if you like. Definitely.
Absolutely, yeah. Although we obviously focus on Axial SpA, but you know, you're going to have other things going on in your life as well that all have an impact. So anything you can do just to help reduce the impact on your mental health, it will really help.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that that's also part of the key with the meditation and mindfulness, is that you're not trying to, you're never going to get rid of what's going on in your body. It's not suddenly just going to disappear. You're not suddenly just going to not feel it, but it's learning to be aware that it's there, to accept that it's there, and acknowledge that it's there, but what can you do at the same time as it being there? And I think that that's the key with any chronic pain syndrome or, you know, chronic illness. It's an awareness and acceptance and an altered idea of how you can live with it, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, yeah. It's living with it and accepting it is really important. I know certainly for people who are newly diagnosed, that's kind of the biggest step, is reaching that point. It does take a while for a lot of people, but once you know, start with that process, it can make a big difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you again so much. That was so much information. It was brilliant. And
sorry if I've gone on too long, as always.
Not at all. No, it was perfect. Sharon was saying she's really enjoying the conversation as well, and having that virtual support as well. So that's wonderful. And anyone who's joined partway through, you can come back and watch this video afterwards. So don't worry about that. So before we finish up, with any sort of final thoughts or anything, Ali?
No, I just, everyone that was watching, thank you for joining me today. And I really love teaching this. Like I say, if anyone needs any extra help, please do get in contact with me, because that's what I do and I love to do it. And if you take nothing else away from this session, just try and think of a win every single day before you go to bed. Gratitude is proven to increase our well-being. So finding a win for every day is really important.
Absolutely. And I love how whenever we do the wins, you always explain, you know, it can be something really small, really simple, or it can be something big. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what it is. It literally could be that you just ate your favourite chocolate bar. Brilliant. That gave you pleasure and made you happy. That's a win.
Maybe I'll aim for that each day.
Yeah, maybe don't do that. Yeah, that's not probably good, but you know what I mean.
That's wonderful, thank you. As Ali said, thank you so much for joining us and for joining in as well. If you think of any wins after the session, feel free to pop them in the comments as well. We'd love to see those.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for anyone watching, our next session is in a couple of weeks. It's going to be on Wednesday, the 16th of June, 1 p.m. again. And I'll be joined by consultant rheumatologist, Professor Carl Gaffney. We'll be talking about all the different conditions and issues that axial SpA can cause, such as things like psoriasis, problems with the eyes, gut problems, and so on. So if you have any sort of issues going on around the body, or if you're interested in how axial SpA can affect you, then tune in and you can ask Professor Gaffney all your questions as well. So got another thank you coming in as well. So Ali, please pop and have a look at the comments afterwards.
I will.
Everyone's, found it really helpful. So thanks again.
Pleasure.
Lovely, and take care, everyone. Yes, thank you. Got you on camera saying that was perfect.
I know. All right, I will.
Wonderful. Thank you everyone for joining, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks with Professor Gaffney. Take care.